Greetings from Jeju-do. I'm not actually on Jeju-do, but I have some little gules, little tangerine things, and I have a new beer. Although, is it a beer? I don't know. You tell me. It is Jeju Brewing's new Jeju Nouveau premium non-alcohol beer. So, this stuff is not cheap. Jeju Brewery is not one of my favorite breweries, but their beer is good. They make decent beer. And it's easy to get at CU and stuff like that. So, respect to Jeju Brewing. Decent beer, decent price, widely available. But this is their new one, and it's non-alcohol. Now, I've had a lot of non-alcoholic beers. I don't like them. Now, that's for a bunch of reasons. First, I've had a lot of Heineken and Efes from Turkey. Those beers are not very exciting anyway. So, like, you know, if I'm at a concert and they only have Heineken, I'll have a couple. I don't hate Heineken, but, you know, I don't go, yeah, Heineken's sweet. It is expensive in Korea, too, for Heineken, given the taste. And another thing with non-alcoholic beers, the processes, usually. The cheapest way is to distill the alcohol out, but that's going to leave a lot of weird flavors. I've made Cheongju into soju before, and the way you boil the water, it's not quite 100, but it's like, 80... 77, 82 degrees, and that'll boil off the alcohol. The stuff that's left is not pretty. It's like almost like a blackened. It's not, you wouldn't want to drink it. But that's one way to get the alcohol out, and then you have non-alcoholic beer. Another way is reverse osmosis. So you put it through the finest filter that you can get, and that would let the alcohol through, and then you have a bunch of leftover shit, and then you'd add water to it. Again, not the best way to do it. Another one is there's a very expensive yeast you can use, and that would ferment a regular beer, but the output of alcohol would be so small that it would be classified as a non-alcoholic drink. So, given the price and given their craft roots, I imagine that's what they're using. I've had this before. It's actually not bad. I don't love it, but my girlfriend got this as a promotion, right, hon? You just had to pay for the shipping? So this was free, and I had another can, but the shipping was, what, 2001? Anyway. Nice color. I need to wash my glasses better. There's too many bubbles on the glass. Ew. Anyway. So. Very rarely do you get a non-alcoholic beer that has a hoppy smell. And this isn't a lager either. I don't know what they classify it as. Jeju Nouveau, new and fresh. Premium Mekju wa Hop. 그리고 Jeju Hit Gamgyul. So there is. Okay, that makes sense. There is gyul in this too. Hit Gamgyul Pikaji. So, I'm smelling hops, and there is a classic Jeju, almost like a wheat beery. Huh? They put the skin in here. Just be loud, then I don't have to repeat it. So they put the peel in here. But yeah, it's so refreshing to get like a diet non-alcoholic beer, but it actually smells like a decent hoppy beer. This is my second can, but that's so crisp, and it doesn't taste like it's been watered down. So many non-alcoholic beers taste watery. Gee, you wonder why, but that's not even the alcohol taste that you're missing that would make it watery necessarily. It's a lack of fermentation process. It's a lack of a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe they don't want to put a lot of expensive malts or hops in there, right? Because they're not making like a real beer, so they're trying to cut corners, right? This actually tastes like an actual beer. Of course it tastes a bit different, but this is actually not bad. And someone in the Seoul Booze Lovers Club the other day asked about non-alcohol beers, and I suggested this one. This is decent. This is a decent beer. Beer. Better than what?
4캔 만원.
Better than 네개 만원. If people see you on the street, they may yell at you. That's a very sacred. The 네개 만원 is a very sacred thing for Wegokin in Korea, honey. Watch out. Anyway, I can't really describe the hop flavor. There's a bitterness to it and a bit of like a earthy plantiness to it. It's nice though. I mean, I'm not going to say it's tropical or it's this or it's that, but there's a decent bitterness to this. That, again, if you go to Emart or Home Plus and you get the non-alcoholic beers, they're all lagers, and they've taken anything interesting about a lager out of it. So they just, this is the most boring experience. I'd rather have like a boricha, honestly. So go to jejubrewing.com. They have an online store. my assistant. That's the website. jejubeer.co.kr. I'll put the link anyway. But yeah, 24 cans for 53,000, 12 cans for 39,000. Jesus, it's way cheaper to get 24 then. As an alcohol channel, I'm not going to tell you to run out and go buy this. But if you can find it, it's worth trying. I wouldn't necessarily get 12 from the website for 40 bucks. That's a bit much. But this is, if you can find it and you can get one or two.
Best flavor for pregnant.
Best flavor for pregnant woman. Excellent. Anyway, if you can find this.
Are people gonna sue me if I promoted this is best flavor for pregnant?
Why would someone sue you for promoting it for the best flavor for pregnant?
Is it non-alcohol, right? So.
It's non-alcohol. I think legally, I don't know about Korea, but legally, if you advertise something as non-alcohol, it has to be under 0.5.
And alcohol, like 1%, less than 1%.
Is it 0.1? Or does it say less than 1?
Less.
Okay, so I know in Canada, or in Ontario, let's say, I think legally if it's 0.5 or under, you can advertise it as alcohol-free, even though there's a tiny bit in there. Even kombucha has a tiny bit of alcohol in it. So, I mean, you're not going to get drunk on kombucha.
The alcohol, it means that non-alcohol.
Right, legally you can call it non-alcohol, even though there is a little bit in there, right? You could give this to a kid and, like, you're not going to have to worry about, like, oh no, the kid had alcohol. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But yeah, go pick this up if you can. Yes. Highly recommended for what it is. Again, you don't need to scour the peninsula trying to find this, but if you can, and it's fairly easy to get, give it a shot. It is quite good for what it is. As far as what it is, I'm going to give this like an 8 on flavor. As far as like every beer I've had and where this would rank, of course it would be lower down. But it's still better than a lot of the alcoholic beers I've had, no doubt. This is like, you know, if you took the bottom third, this would be up towards the top of that rank, which is not bad, you know. But it's not really fair to compare it to a real beer, so.
It says 탄산음료.
탄산동물?
음료.
Carbonated animals.
탄산음료.
음료, sorry, okay. Anyway, go pick one up if you can, and cheers.